I have a feeling it's going to be beautiful.
Once upon a time, 4 years and thousands of tweets ago, the US seemed a very different kind of place. The land of Lincoln knew nothing of very stable geniuses, bad hombres and nasty women. But America was about to become great again, or so one real estate mogul turned reality TV star would have us believe.
So why not grasp the nettle, Donald Trump, and announce in this interview that you will run for the White House in 2016?
Well, that would make a lot of people happy, I can tell you, and probably some people not so happy.
Anyone who thought he was joking stopped laughing when that escalator descended and he opened his campaign by attacking Mexican migrants.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Forget bridges, this construction mogul was into something else.
And Mexico will pay for the wall.
That set the tone for an unprecedented, unedifying race.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals.
What I say is what I say. When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the you can do anything.
The following January, Donald J. Trump became the 45th president of the United States.
This American carnage stops right here and stops right now.
We stand tall and we stand strong.
A record-breaking women's march followed his inauguration. Then more nationwide protests once he announced a sudden travel ban against predominantly Muslim nations. He launched a missile strike in Syria, rolled back countless environmental protections, and announced,
The United States will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord.
Delivering on tax cuts, his reform bill was signed into law as promised. The stock market flourished. The wall, not so much.
Shame on you!
He began a troubling flirtation with condoning white supremacy, following a deadly clash between white nationalists and anti-racists in Charlottesville, Virginia.
You look at both sides. I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either.
All the while, President Trump fought to beat the scandal that would dog most of his first term, the Mueller inquiry into Russian election interference and the Kremlin's alleged cooperation with his campaign. 6 of his associates were convicted of crimes. 2018 saw him make history with Kim Jong-un, the dictator that he dubbed Rocket Man. He pulled the US out of the Iran nuclear deal and took the Russian president's word on election hacking over his own intelligence services.
I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this, I don't see any reason why it would be.
But the president delivered on a big promise that year, appointing his second of 3 conservative justices to the Supreme Court.
I do.
November is coming.
Brett Kavanaugh's path to the bench lined with protests over historic claims of sexual misconduct. The November midterm elections saw Republicans lose control of the House, and the Trump administration condemned for separating children from their parents at the Mexican border.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
He claimed victory over ISIS, played brinkmanship with Iran, left Kurdish allies exposed in Syria, and tangled with China on trade. On the world stage, he made no friends in NATO, but took a shine to Boris Johnson.
The United States will work in a very big trade deal, and I think it's going to work out very well.
He brokered 2 peace deals in the Middle East, while accused of inciting violence at home. After calling in the troops to clear a peaceful protest over racial injustice on his own doorstep outside the White House for a photo op brandishing a Bible upside down. Of course, we mustn't forget he began this year as the 3rd president in US history to be impeached over his team's dealings with Ukraine.
Our great country and your president have been put through a terrible ordeal.
But with the Republican-controlled Senate, President Trump easily escaped removal from office. Then came an invisible enemy from China that no one could avoid or spin away with words or magic: the COVID pandemic. Although at times leaving scientists agog, Donald Trump did try.
Then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection?
So far, 230,000 Americans have died, and the president has carried on holding rallies. He himself had caught the virus, recovered from it, and returned to the White House triumphantly. The patient-in-chief choreographing a movie blockbuster moment. Besides his own kids, almost all of his senior staff and many who replaced them didn't make it to this point because they either resigned or were fired. But for 4 years, their boss was a political survivor and, as he'd promised, a bomb in the swamp. Last time in 2016, Americans voted to take a chance on Donald Trump. This time, it's different. This time, they've made a choice. Season 1 of the Trump West Wing is done. But with debts due, lawsuits pending, and still an audience of almost 70 million die-hard fans, Season 2 is still being written.